sequence. Welcome to your AI experience. This program will create new content based on your biofeedback, social media, and browser history. Please read through and accept the terms and conditions.
Pause. Continue.
Please read through and accept the terms and conditions. More pages. Recent searches include, why do women have to shave their armpits? Why don't women's clothes have pockets? Cheapest parking in San Francisco? Why do men clap each other on the back when they hug? Why do sandworms in Dune need more water before they die? Why are men allowed to be topless? Program selected. Gender generator initiated. I can bring home the bacon.
And I can fry it up in a pan.
I'll never let you forget you're a man.
'Cause
I'm a woman. W-O-M-A-N.
I always do all the dishes.
And I do all the laundry.
I stain mark skids in your boxer shorts too.
I'm always picking up the children.
And I help them with their homework.
I do emotional labor for two. 'Cause I'm a woman. W-O-M-A-N.
Hello everybody, I'm Robert Gillette, founder and CEO of Gillette Razors. Today I want to introduce to you a new product we have. As you know, Gillette has always been on the forefront of advancing razor technology. And today, we're going to have a product here that's going to advance social equality. Behold, the new Gillette E-Class for Equality. The first women's razor priced like a man's razor. Behold, as our testimonials come out here and tell you how much this has made a difference in their lives.
With all the money I've saved on razor blades, I can put my kids through college.
Thank you very much, there, Bethany. And from Sally over here.
With all the money I've saved, I can afford parking in San Francisco.
Which we would all love, of course. So remember, Gillette Class C. That's E for equality of price.
Pick up the kids from school. Go to work, not get fired. Oh, dishes, laundry. Life is such a mess. There's always so much to do.
It has been one chaotic week. Your company went bankrupt. Your husband was indicted. Your daughter's in rehab, and your son just joined a cult. To top it off, your dog killed an endangered spotted owl in the park, and you tripped and spilled your pumpkin spice latte all over the cat. But your hair still looks fantastic because you used Atomic Gold. Atomic Gold is enriched with the same Kevlar polymers used in bulletproof vests. So anything short of that Armageddon is not going to make it budge. Life can be chaotic, but hair doesn't have to be. With Atomic Gold.
Ladies, You work out hard at the gym, and unfortunately, you developed muscles. Toning is in, muscles are not. Introducing Arm Spanx. Just slip it on, and it compresses those unsightly biceps and triceps. Look at those smooth lines.
I can wear women's clothes again.
Another satisfied customer. Don't skimp on your workouts. Get Arm Spanx.
Let's face it, being non-binary can be a lot of work. All that explaining to people who you are, all that trying to be all things to everybody on both extremes of the spectrum. And don't forget that constant correcting, and even more correcting of pronouns. A carbon-based being can get awfully dehydrated, like a sandworm in dew, needing extra water.
I need my spice.
Luckily for you, there's new gender fluid. Gender fluid is enriched with testosterone and estrogen, along with 7 essential seeds that are nutritious for your diet. With gender fluid, you can be the complete non-binary person you were meant to be.
I feel so expansive. Like there's room enough for all of me.
Society takes a lot out of you. Gender fluid puts it all back in.
Does anyone out there have a Starbucks name? Like they just can't get your name right? Just me, okay. I used to go in and I'd order my coffee and I'd say my name, Abel, and they'd repeat back something that sounded kind of like Abel. But then I would wait for my drink and I'd hear anything but Allison, Amy, Mabel. I'm like, who am I today? Ashley? And if I didn't come for my drink, they'd just start yelling at me. Like, Ashley? Ashley? Ashley! I guess I'm Ashley today. I decided, okay, I'll try some generic male names. I tried Gabe, they wrote Dave. Tried Mark, they wrote Parker. But since I started my transition and my voice is lowering and I'm going through some changes, I get my name right about 80% of the time now, and I'll take it. But yesterday they called out, Abel! Like the Tower of Babel. And, you know, it seems like a harmless 30-second interaction. You go up, you order your drink, they take down your name, and you wait for your coffee. But I'm always on edge. Like, who am I today? Gotta remember my drink and rehearsing it in my head. Iced mocha. Iced mocha. Yeah, it's, you know, what's in a name? A lot.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Sean Attenborough. Thank you for joining us on the latest episode of the interview show with the most, Better Understanding with Sean Attenborough. Today, we are exploring the world of bodybuilders. What's that all about? Why they do what they do? Is there anything else to know? Let's find out. Please introduce yourself to this crew and explain what your name and location is all about.
My name is Victor Daggio. This is my pal, bestie, Link Lazzarini here.
Hey.
We are pioneers in the up-and-coming sport of synchronized weightlifting.
Synchronized weightlifting, as if doing them simultaneously at the same time.
Yeah. Like for example, my buddy here, we were spotting each other, see?
Uh-huh.
And then we realized that we just wanted to keep going, see? And so it became like this thing.
It was was so much better with two of us than with one.
We could lift twice the weight, and it was like a ballet, no big whoop, right?
And I felt emotionally fulfilled too.
I did too. I feel like it's this connection to my body right here.
Would you say that this is a connection that has long been absent and you just discovered this with your intimate?
I would concur with that statement.
Good work.
You hit me right in the heart, man.
We, for too long now, this sport has been mainly about brawn, and we want to introduce some tenderness and finesse into it.
You see, the music is part of the whole deal, you know?
The music is
Yes.
essential.
Yeah, the music is essential. I mean, you hear a lot of weightlifters lifting to butt rock and speed metal, but our jam, especially on like that, Celine Dion, near, far, wherever you are,
I believe
that my heart will go on.
Oh,
This
such a
makes-
burn.
That was a good set.
And that makes you feel fulfilled.
It's like I feel like I finally achieved my true purpose in life.
Let it out, bud. Let it out.
Oh, me.
Okay. But as it just, sorry, it's a public show.
You're getting flip class. Okay.
Well, before, in closing, any final words you have to share about what you have discovered?
Perhaps what we want to do is show that our Olympic, the clean and jerk that we do the memorable voice of the legendary Barbara Streisand.
Yes.
Ready?
Memories
At the corners of my mind,
misty watercolored memories of the way we were.
I absolutely felt the connection there. Continue your great pioneering work. Thank you very much for joining us on today's episode of Better Understanding. I'm Sean Attenborough, and I hope you've gotten some perspective.
Shame on you. Shame on you for making faces at your husband. It makes you look ugly. No man would want you with that face. Listen to him. Tell him that he is right. He has every right to be angry. It is your job to be the peacemaker. Your husband, he works hard to feed you, to keep you safe. He brings home bacon. All he asks for is obedience. You're being ungrateful when you make faces. What a shame for women to seek supremacy. Just as your body is weak, so should be your will. You control the house. He controls everything else. Embrace your weakness and obey your husband.
Oh, just touched down from the big city after having a nervous breakdown in a high-powered lawyer job. God, back in my hometown where everything's this reliably the same. Amanda? Amanda?
Mark?
Mark? You don't remember?
Parker?
Yeah, that's my coffee name. Mark. You know, for Mrs. Johnson's third grade class.
Yeah. Oh, the one who has the biggest nose.
I am a lot more than that now.
I heard actually.
I use tissues.
Didn't care about that, but you made it to the big city.
I did. I took on more than I could and I got burnt out.
Well, I never got a chance to burn out. I've always been here for all of my long life of 20-something years.
That sucks for you. So sorry.
As I live and breathe, is that Mark Abernathy? The high-powered corporate lawyer who's on the short list to be head of the Federal Reserve?
Hi, Jessica.
Hi. I hope the Federal Reserve people haven't seen you picking your nose. the
Oh
way you
my
did
God.
that day.
I don't do that anymore.
He uses tissues.
Oh, that's different then. Well, I see you've taken an interest in our beloved little working class cousin of mine, Amanda.
We were, catching up before you arrived.
Don't let me interrupt
Too late. Do you have a break soon? Do you want to?
Actually, my break just started.
Okay, great.
Hello? TMZ? I just heard that high-powered New York attorney on the short list for the Federal Reserve, Mark Abernathy, has 3 different children by 3 different women in 3 different states. And he picked his nose constantly throughout elementary school. Oh.
Breaking news. High-powered lawyer Mark Abernathy picked his nose in middle school and all through school and had 3 different children by 3 different women. More details at 11.
TMZ just gets so much dirt on people. How do they do it?
Is that true?
It's true, but it's behind me. I'm here to relax. I know you're behind this. Don't act all innocent.
Well, I doubt anybody at Federal Reserve watches TMZ, so I wouldn't worry too much.
I'll do something upon you yet with my lawyering skills.
I had a coffee in my hand. I was just brushing our face, but you didn't give me a drink.
Sorry, they screwed up my name.
3 pumpkin spice lattes, courtesy of the 3 women over there.
There must be some mistake. I'm just a librarian. I haven't violated any banned books ordinance. Those are Cub Scouts. I checked out the story of all. I could have sworn they were at least 16. One of them had a mustache. Oh, this is a travesty of the justice.
Hey, check out TMZ right now.
I can't as I heard. Can I came as I heard. Can I do anything for you?
Do you happen to know a good First Amendment lawyer?
I mean, there's Paprika.
I'm already here.
Oh, hi. I was ignoring you. You promised to take me to the big city with you as your one and only woman, and then I found out about 3 other women and kids.
You want PSL?
Oh, yes.
Okay, well, I mean, you don't have to be here. Apparently, you can walk away. You
No.
can walk away.
Shall we walk away?
Let's just walk away.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Walk away with the spice. Leave your friend alone.
There is love after lockup.
Hey, it's Parker again. I have a baby face, and I get a lot of inane comments from people about my age. But I make Lyft drivers nervous, because apparently you have to be 18 or over to get into a Lyft. So I was standing outside a stand-up comedy club after a set, and I see my car coming from far away, and it gets real close to the club, almost stops, and then drives away. I'm like, wait a second. Comes back around, does the same thing, goes around the block again, and I'm frantically checking my phone, like, this has to be my car, the license plate matches. So then I start flagging the guy down. Stop! Damn it! Finally, he pulls over. And I get in. And he looks at me in the rear view and he says, I didn't pick you up because you look like young boy from neighborhood. I was like, alright, you got the address, okay. And you'd think he'd stop there and recognize that was awkward, but he's like, you look so young. I'm like, you'll love it when you're older. How much older? And even as I was getting out of the car, he had to say he's like, even voice, sounds like young boy. I'm like, thanks, okay, bye, 5 stars. Probably gonna have a young face until I'm like 50. But, you know, now that I'm going through this transition, I'm becoming aware of how people are gonna see me now from the outside. So not only are they gonna see a masculine person, a man, but a white man. Yay! Get to take on the most oppressive identity in our society. So, you know, now I feel like I'm hyper vigilant, like I'm trying to not take too much space, I'm trying not to interrupt, talk over, mansplain, any of that, check my white privilege, but it makes me uneasy in conversations because I'm like, am I doing the thing that people expect me to do?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I didn't know, but I took on a lot more than I meant to when I made this personal decision to transition.
Coming to theaters this December. Keanu Reeves is back, as you've never seen him before. He's in the Old West, and he's laying down the law. But this time not with guns, not with arrows, not with knives, Not even his fist. Keanu Reeves is settling the Old West with empathy.
Oh.
Dying like a vermin scum!
Alright, dude. Whoa, okay. We don't need to be like this. There's enough room in this town for the both of us.
Reach for the sky, man.
No, I'm gonna quick draw you. You're a good person! People should care!
What?
Your words matter!
What are you doing to me, man?
I am attacking you with empathy. It's just one step to spread a way of being excellent to everyone.
Keanu Reeves is Zen ship.
That's real power, and it's in you. Yeah.
This year, the holiday season is rated W for.
Oh.
If you must work, cooking, cleaning, serving food, caring for people, playing supportive roles in offices and businesses are appropriate careers for you. Men will do these too. If they do, they will get paid more. You're weak, physically and emotionally. You'll find fulfillment in teaching young children, caring for the elderly, preparing food, styling hair, and making a home clean and orderly. Again, if a man commits to these careers, they will pay him more because he's an investment. But you, a woman, you are a risk, a liability. They can't trust you as much. Your kids get sick. You skip work. You have PMS. You cry when you get a performance review. You get cramps. You can't focus on your work. You see? Liability, risk, weakness. Your father. He hired a man and a woman for the same part-time job in the store. The man needed less hours because he was going to school, pursuing a degree. He was investing in himself. Woman, well, her excuse was because she had child and family obligations. If you don't prioritize your career, why should anyone else? Why?
The name is Kurtz. Katie Kurtz. Troop 46, Girl Scouts of America. Retired. The year is 1972. The year I turned 10. Big 1-0. Already I'd seen enough in my first decade to last a lifetime. So I thought. As I was blowing out the candles on my cake, I heard a voice at my party pipe up and say, "Happy birthday, Katie. I hear 10's the new 7. It was my old Girl Scout troop leader, Miss Kent, asking me if I'd want to come back for one last campaign, one final cookie sale. I downed the last of my strawberry Nestle's quick in my Brady Bunch collector's mug, stared into Greg's dreamy blue eyes, started hearing the drums again. Quota with a free trip to Disneyland was $500. 1 week before the deadline, Troop 46 was at 480. I took the last 20 boxes myself and assembled my team. Trina Harris, Sea Monkey Queen. Attracted customers with a fishbowl full of the aquatic pets, advertised in the back of every comic book from Archie to the X-Men. Good for $8 to $10 with the sales. Judy Simmons, with her broken arm in a cast, was good for another 4 to 6 boxes. And then I had my heavy artillery, Susie Weber, whose blonde ringlets stood out in every class picture since preschool. Susie was pretty, special kind of pretty. Go to the front of the line, extra tater tots from the cafeteria lady kind of pretty. Get yourself out of a traffic ticket and embezzle public funds, get off with community service kind of pretty. 0900, Saturday morning, Trina's dad was piloting the country squire station wagon low under the golden arches, past the fabric store to the perimeter Safeway parking lot. The lot was full, so we knew we'd have to go it on foot to avoid detection. Just the 4 of us, 20 boxes of cookies, a folding card table from Judy's mom, Trina's bowl of sea monkeys. All the time, we were keeping a sharp look for the enemy. Charlie Dalrymple, nobody except her parents dare call her Charlotte, was the biggest girl in the 6th grade, and the meanest too, after being held back 2 years. Banned from dodgeball after she broke Mike Perry's ribs, Charlie vented her aggressions playing bass drum in the school band. She sold candy to raise money for band uniforms. Charlie was always out there, watching, waiting. Now that morning had gone very smooth. 16 boxes sold by 11:30. I was already dreaming about what I was going to say to Mickey and Minnie and Richard the 7 Dwarfs I was going to be posing for snapshots with, when a box of jumbo Snickers bars slamming down on the card table jolted me awake. You and your cookies gotta move. Sure enough, it was Charlie. Trina and Susie just froze in terror, and Judy, poor Judy, just went AWOL and was never seen again. I knew that I had to act fast or the day was lost. So I said, listen, Charlie, these cookies stay where they are, or the entire membership of Troop 46 will be all over you in a swarm of green jumpers and knee socks. Yeah. Suddenly still. Charlie just glared at me and slowly walked away. 5 minutes later, the silence was shattered by the sound of a red playground ball shredding the air. Incoming! I grabbed Trina and Susie and we hit the deck. Glass shattered, water splashed, cardboard boxes burst open as the card table took one for the team. Our dreams of Disneyland ended that day in an ungodly hail of peanut butter, chocolate chips, and brine shrimp. After the crumbs had cleared, I found Susie crying with coconut shrapnel in her ringlets. And Trina was frozen in shock, staring out at saltwater drenched thin mints of dead sea monkeys. The horror! The horror! I gathered my wounded sisters in a Safeway shopping cart with a locked wheel and pushed them 5 blocks to the ER. For my efforts, I was awarded the merit badge for first aid. No trip to the Magic Kingdom. I turned in my sash, told Miss Kent I was through with cookie drives and through with the Scouts. I was going to go live off the grid. But I made a vow that one day I would return to collect one final merit badge for vengeance. Charlie, if you're out there, I got a dodgeball with your name on it.
Bobby, and the rest of the kids, come on in. We got something to talk about. Bobby, stand over here. Oh, hello, girls. Okay. So, I've come to talk about something that we need to clarify. And we need to clarify too. Oh, hello, everyone. As you know, I don't have very long left on this world. Thank you, Bobby.
You'll live forever.
That's yeah.
And ever and ever.
That's enough, Bobby. That's enough.
Sorry.
As you know, Bobby here is gonna inherit the Kleinsasser estate because he was born with the same genitalia I was born with.
Wait. What? That's not fair.
That's very fair. It's how they did it in my day. It's the way my daddy decided on me. I don't care if it's the 21st century. I'm sticking to it.
Them's the rules.
That's the rule. Thank you, Bobby. But, as you know, Bobby here is such a sweet boy.
I am.
Yeah, you don't have to answer every time, Bobby. Okay, Bobby is a sweet boy, but as you can see, he may be prone to a little slip-up here and there. So I'm going to have to turn to one of you girls to assist Bobby as he gets to enjoy and spend the fortune and estate that he's inheriting. Which one of you 3 is worthy? Because I don't get your genitalia.
I studied socialized democracies in Europe at Cal Berkeley, so I think I know about equal distribution of wealth.
Son of a blah.
And I've worked for 30 years at the same nonprofit, so I know all about budgeting and distribution and taxes and all that good stuff.
Money, yeah,
What
right.
about Celine here?
Look at this paper. On which I have perfectly forged your signature, Grandpa.
Well, everything you just said about, oh, thank you, Bob, you set it on fire.
I perfected the art of forging your signature after years because I knew you were going to pull something like this on us.
What have I
As soon
done
as
to
you
deserve
are
this?
gone, I'm writing your will, signing it,
Bobby,
and,
means of production.
Yes.
Well, I have all the money in the estate. So there.
Just tell him. That's what it is. Socially constructed authority.
If he drank all the lemonade, he's gonna spend all the money. Mark my words.
But at least a man spent all the money.
Come on, we'll get it with the property taxes.
What the hell did I call
Let's
this
make a
meeting
special
for?
tea now.
I don't know what any of that means, but it is my money, right?
Yeah, that's what it was. Oh, I did it again.
I'll just make more.
That's the Clyde Sasser way.
Well, you know what? Next time I'm just slipping some pills into your lemonade.
Well, after you peed in it and not drinking it anymore.
There's 3 more memorized copies in the safe.
Oh,
Bobby,
I give up. It's okay.
it looks like this talk didn't go quite the way I was hoping for, so let me just tell you a couple of tips to help you in your life. Rule number 1, you don't eat Vaseline. Rule number 2, you don't drink the blue liquid under the sink. And rule number 3, you may be dumb as a stone, but at least you got a big fleshy thing hanging between your legs.
That's right.
Yep.
Keep your knees together. Your legs have one job: to hide your underwear. Use your feet. Your feet can be flat on the ground. You can cross them at the ankles. You can cross your ankles in the center or off to the side. No matter what you do, keep your feet touching each other. Your knees, too. Only men can spread their legs. Keep your hands where one can see them, not in your pockets. In your lap is fine. Don't cross your arms. It's off-putting. Don't cross your legs. It's not modest. If you must cross your legs, start with crossing one calf in front of the other, and then slowly slide the whole leg. Do not spread your
God, the gender binary is exhausting, isn't it? I mean, it begins before we're even born. Like, a few months into pregnancy. But how do they know? You guys, how do they know what they're going to declare the baby to be?
Genitalia.
Genitalia! Yeah, so based on the baby's genitalia, if they're assigned male, they're expected to be a man, probably a straight man, get married, have kids, whatever. It's a whole life path that's created there. But why are we so obsessed with genitalia, you guys? People have started forest fires about it. Smoke machines and cake with different colors in it. I think that gender is mostly socialization. I don't think there's too much hardwired about it. I mean, the messaging's everywhere. The media, your parents reinforcing it, your peers. Suddenly you internalize it yourself, you're policing yourself. But it's all a performance. You're performing your gender at every moment of the day, and the environment is created to keep you in those two lanes and not take a step out. But it didn't always used to be this way. Before colonization, pretty much every society had at least 3, if not 8 or more genders. I read today actually that there was a Native American tribe that had 49 recognized gender identities. And trans people were lifted up as priests, as shamans, as if they were closer to a level of the divine that the average person was not. I think gender should be fluid. And I kind of wondered, if we weren't constantly trying to be contained in this system, how many people would recognize that they felt uncomfortable in the gender that they were assigned? This is just a costume, you guys. Most of the time I'm dressed like a 12-year-old skater boy. And if I'm dressed up fancy for something, I'm like a GQ model in my mind. Or like in a cologne ad. But I have a gender assignment for you guys. Go out there and ask 6 people assigned female and 6 people assigned male, what makes a man, and what makes a woman, and I guarantee you're gonna get 12 different answers. Trans people can't be non-binary.
Gender? I just met her. I mean them. Oops.
A real man doesn't start a fight, but he damn sure finishes it.
When a real man steps in dog food, he checks his shoe like this, not like that.
If a woman tells others what to do at work, she is bossy. If a man tells others what to do at work, he's assertive.
Men are allowed no emotional range. You either love something or you hate it, and the rest of it, you stuff it down.
Sugar and spice and everything nice. Slime and snails, mansplainers and trails.
Your gender is determined at conception and will remain that way until death.
Men do not get emotional, and it gets me so angry when people say that!
Only men have a say in their reproductive choices.
Women are taught to keep things polite and be more passive.
If I know what I'm talking about, I must be angry, right?
Men are so damn strong that drinking something with a little umbrella in it can actually make you less of a man.